High spots and cheap pops, you're on the air.
Silicon Steve Valli, Vladi Dottie, we are here and we are High Spots and Cheap Pops, talking the very best of professional wrestling in the world today. And it also, another great point Punk brought up with Jack Perry, you're going to break a window to a rental car and you're going to return it without, you're going to return the rental car without fucking a glass in it. Right. That is pretty fucked up and stupid. You can't just willfully break things just because it's a TV show.
Right.
Especially if you can dummy it and make it look good anyway. Like, why would you?
Yeah, and it's odd because here, like, Jack Perry actually has family that worked in television. He doesn't even have one iota of the idea of what actually is done in the TV production.
That's because his father's dead.
Jesus. Had a Christian appear in this conversation?
Well, because he was the first one that did the father's dead. He was the first one. He was the inaugural, because your father's dead. First one.
Yeah, so, I mean, that story is just crazy. The fact that he's, like, screaming at Tony Schiavone, too, by the way, comes off a bit bratty.
I don't get how you can scream at Tony Schiavone. The guy's a legend. That's a whole other part. You probably don't mind as much. You don't like Schiavone. I love Schiavone, so.
Say what you will. I can say whatever about Schiavone being, what my thoughts are about him on the microphone and on screen. The other thing is, behind the scenes, he's been named a producer. That doesn't mean, I don't feel like, hey, you know what? If he's been named a producer and Tony Khan feels that good about him, listen, Schiavone's been around a lot of television, a lot of wrestling. Perfect guy to have on your team to voice an opinion. You know? That sort of experience is priceless.
And that's these Jack Perry and these Hangman. They don't appreciate and they're not grateful for the guys who paved the way, it seems like. And that's one of the things that CM Punk has been saying about them since the beginning.
Right. And so the fact that he had this younger guy there who's buddies with the EVPs and he's, basically showing Schiavone who's boss, where he's a producer named by the owner of the company, and you have zero respect for him and other people on the staff in addition to that. Sort of a disgusting scene, man.
It's embarrassing. Now, look, we're going back 6 months, year and a half. AEW seems to have right the ship as of now, so we'll see. But you're right. I think we always thought that Tony Khan was the most culpable one and most responsible, at least the most responsible one. His inability to lead, which we know is the case. The only people that says he's a good leader are the ones that manipulate him.
Yeah.
Like Chris Jericho will tell you, oh, Tony's great. He's not a pushover. Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to fix that. What do you want me to do about it? If that was the line that Tony said, it seems like he doesn't even know how to manage people. And that's another big problem. And it was a brilliant, what are you doing, dude? I thought, but this interview in general was just a great, completely unfiltered CM Punk.
Yeah.
And he told you his side of the story. I didn't change my opinions of him at all, because I still think he could have been a better leader in the situation. But hearing him, and if you go by everything he says, he's almost justified in every single way in what he did. I don't think he is. I think that media scrum was a very selfish thing to do. And so now that you see all the pieces put into place, CM Punk, look, just like he did when he left WWE, he made a real strong argument as to why he did what he did and why he walked out and why WWE was the devil and now why AEW is the devil. He did it 10 years ago on Colt Cabana's podcast. He's doing it now. And the guys, again, there's not many people who are more captivated when they have a microphone in front of them. And this was learning all this stuff was brilliant. And it was a great interview and a great listen. So if you haven't, please do so.
Punk also mentioned, and when he was asked if he felt like welcomed by the EVPs when he arrived there, he said, nah, not really. He felt like he could read it and didn't sense it.
He's always had that problem. Oh, he doesn't like me. He doesn't like me. Triple H hated me. Oh, he didn't like me. Nobody likes me. He's one of those people too. Let's be real for a second.
Yeah, he's definitely done that. Let me ask you this. if there was any animosity between the two, like right off the bat. And I recall one of the episodes from Texas, Punk wore a pro-abortion shirt, right?
Yes.
And in this interview, he also blatantly said he's an atheist. Do you think that probably rubbed the Young Bucks the wrong way at all, or no?
No.
No.
Not at all. One of their best friends in the business is Sonny Kiss and Nyla Jax. Or Nyla Rose, sorry. We're talking about trans people, which hardcore right-wing Christians, not so much like.
All right, okay.
They're also, you know, we're dear friends with a lot of people throughout the business. You can't have such an obtuse view of life and be in the entertainment industry. At least not open about it. So I don't think that has anything to do with it. No, I think it was because CM Punk was taking every bit of credit that he felt like this is my $1 million gate on my back. This is because of me. This is because of me. Dude wasn't even in the company for a year yet. And so when you have these people who spent years trying to create AEW, and they were the ones that did it when you were sitting home the whole time, it would annoy me too. It really would. CM Punk really, he likes himself a real lot, right? And he definitely didn't do everything he needed to do to fit in with the EVPs either. Again, none of them were their best selves in the situation. Listening to CM Punk, you understand his side a lot better. I still have I still point my finger the exact same way I was before I heard it. Except I might be pointing my finger a little harder at Tony and the Bucks, but of course, I'm getting Punk's version. And the thing is, I'm not going to listen to everything Meltzer says and Brian Alvarez says, because they don't tell you who they talk to. And if you're not going to give me that, I'm going to listen to the actual horse's mouth that went on for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Opposed to whispering and telling little secrets to their two little jerk-off buddies in California, Brian Alvarez and Dave Meltzer. Okay? Fuck that. I am not basing my opinion on a dirt sheet writer. Ever. I'm going to base my opinion on what they say, what I see, what I hear from other people. And so I heard from CM Punk's point, if I was a judge and who was liable, the gavel slams on where Tony Khan and the Elite are the liable ones. If all evidence has been compiled now, Vladi Dottie, if this is where the end of the case ends, CM Punk now officially is less culpable than the other guys.
It's an amazing day. I mean, April 2nd, I'll never forget this.
Thank you so much for watching High Spots and Cheap Pops. For Vladi Dottie, this is Silicon Steve Valli. Hit the subscribe button and let us know what you think. Thank you for watching, and here endeth the lesson.